Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me on Jim's 5am Club. And today I come to you from the platform here at the International Passenger Terminal. And as you can see, it's a glorious spring day. It's sunny, it's warm, it's absolutely fantastic. We've got some ferries coming in, others leaving. And it's just an absolute wonderful location here. And I look across there to the Opera House. I look at the forecourt and I just see it absolutely devoid of people, hardly anybody about. And it just brings me to deep thought about many years ago when I was in an economics class and the economics teacher taught us about the law of diminishing marginal returns, which basically meant that regardless of how much you love something or love somebody or an activity or an experience, after you've had that experience a number of times, you get to a point where each new time where you experience that particular thing, it becomes less appealing, less fun. So the marginal return or the enjoyment, the joy that you get from that particular activity is reduced time and time again, until we get to a point where we become taken for granted and almost blend into the furniture, blend into the environment, and become almost invisible. And I look across at that beautiful Opera House, and I know there's 6 million people here in Sydney who live in Sydney, and you'd think that we'd have a lot more people coming out to admire her, to celebrate her, and to make her feel as special as she is, given that there are people all over the world who would give their right arm to come to Sydney right now and be where I am, looking at the beautiful Opera House, being in this location, watching the ferries coming in and out. And yet there are millions of Sydney-siders who have not even contemplated that there is an opportunity to come down here and to celebrate the beauty of this Opera House. And similarly, there are messages there for all of us, to the beautiful women in the world. Sooner or later, you're going to get taken for granted. It's just a fact of life. And that law is called, in economic terms, the law of diminishing marginal returns. And it's sad. It's sad that all the beautiful women, regardless of how beautiful a particular person is, a woman, a man, a personality, a celebrity, there comes a time where people no longer are attracted to that spectacular beauty, and that they become taken for granted. So it's just a fact of life that we all need to live with. But what I want to do now is just do a bit of a walk and talk, change topics for a moment. And I want to talk about a topic which I've got near and dear to my heart, something a little bit different. And just so you're aware where I am, I'm at the cargo bar. I'm at the top level of the cargo bar here on the International Passenger Terminal. You can see the Harbour Bridge there in the background, and the bar's closed for now, so I'm okay to loiter around here and to take video and to chat to you. And what I want to talk to you about is, years ago I went to a seminar run by an American marketing genius called Jay Abraham. And at that seminar he talked about the importance of marketing, of messaging, of creating headlines, creating spectacle, to sell product and all of those things. But the most important thing that he said that day, which actually captured my imagination, is that secretly, he said, secretly, all people are looking and wanting to be led by someone else. There's a thirst, there's a yearning out there for all people to be led by somebody. So I guess the big question is, who is leading who, and why do people want to be led? And you see it. You see it all the time. You see young people, all of a sudden, they've got their lives to look forward to, they've got everything to look forward to, and all of a sudden they get caught up with the wrong crowd, with the wrong people, with the wrong gang. And you say to yourself, how did that happen? What is it about this gang? What is it about this person? What is missing in their life for them to want to give up everything and follow a gang, or follow a group of people, or follow a political movement, or follow some sort of social circle that is going to be disruptive and damaging to their careers, to their lives, to their families, and to their social futures. But it just happens. And what Jay Abraham talks about is that all people have, just like all people have irrational fears, all people have irrational passions. There are some things that people become passionate about, and you can't for the sake of you work out and understand why, because there isn't any benefit. There doesn't appear to be any short-term or long-term benefit in them following these sorts of paths. But as Jay says, it's irrational. It just doesn't make sense. But there are people out there who have irrational passions on virtually every topic. And I guess for most of us now, with Facebook, Instagram, and all the social media platforms, you can see that a lot of these platforms are providing a voice and a stepping stone for people to talk about different topics and to gain a following. And you wonder, how does that following come about? But as Jay Abraham says, that because people want to be led, and because people have a whole host of irrational passions, many of which are loaded or part of their subconscious, that even these people don't understand why they're attracted to certain gangs or certain destructive groups of people. Why are women attracted to the bad boy image? Why are women, or beautiful women should I say, why are extremely attractive women always the victim of needy men who become very, very volatile and what's the other word I'm looking for? Volatile and wanting to own, and possessive is the word I'm looking for. They become very possessive, and it's because deep down inside of all of us, we have these confirmation biases, we have these irrational fears, we have these irrational passions, which we don't know how they've been seeded there. But once they're there, the sad thing is that the person wants to fully express it, wants to live it, wants to feel it, wants to be it, even though they know that these habits, these personalities, these groups are going to be their destruction. They're going to, they're going to go down the path of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, substance abuse, personal personal abuse, they're going to be abusers, they're going to be abused, and they're not going to be able to withdraw from these things until they hit absolute rock bottom and then wake up to themselves and say, well, how did I get there? How did my friends and family allow me to go down that path? But we all know that families intervene, but nothing much can be done, nothing much can be achieved, because you need to let the person, just like you need to let a particular share just continue dropping until it becomes, gets past the point of value, that then the person looks to try and save themselves and to bring value back into their life and to appreciate themselves and to realise that they've gone down the wrong path. Anyway, so how do we use this for young people? The important thing is to understand that everybody can be a leader and everybody can have a following, because for every irrational leader, regardless of what their platform is, what their agenda is, you're going to have lots of fools or lots of people who share the same irrational ideas that you have. And you see it on Facebook all the time. You see there's a number of people who are purveyors of fear, uncertainty and doubt. They'll talk about 5G. They'll talk about vaccinations. They'll talk about every single topic under the world, under the sun, and they talk about it with such passion, with such conviction, with such investment, that you sit and wonder, haven't you got anything better to do with your life? Aren't there any other causes that you have that you could invest your time in and make a positive impact on the world and live a better life, rather than sit around blaming everybody else or looking for fault in everybody else or invalidating leaders of countries or professions or people on Facebook, and just looking at being disruptive and an annoyance to most people. At the end of the day, most people just want to live a simple life, and yet there are other people around them who all they want to do is just to create conflict, just to identify issues, and just to upset and cause disruption to the social circles and families that they have around them. Anyway, it's time to finish, as we've got the Narrabeen and the Borrowdale. Don't know what the Borrowdale stands for, but the Borrowdale heading out. Let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, let's take Jay Abraham's advice and know that anybody can be an expert, anybody can be a leader, but to be cautious of the people that you hold up as being leaders in your life, and to assess and to reassess your irrational fears, your irrational passions, and to dig deep into your subconscious and try and identify why you have certain passions in your life which may be unexplainable, which could be destructive and disruptive, and to look at assessing whether or not there's something you can do to change your path. Because as many wise leaders say, if you don't change direction, you may end up where you're heading, and where you're heading may not be the place that you would like to be. So thank you very much once again for joining me on this journey of Jim's 5am Club. I look forward to coming to you again from another location with another message that hopefully may be of use and be empowering, and that we share as many opportunities as we can to grow and develop and to understand how this world around us operates in both the positive and the negative way, and to be in a position to lead, guide and influence the people around us that we love, and to help them become tomorrow's leaders. Wishing you all the best once again. Take care. Yassas from this beautiful location here up at the cargo bar at Circular Quay. Yassas. Take care.